Hey, this is Daryl, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I want to talk about how do you use support and resistance, which is charting, to find stocks. All right, stay tuned. All right, well, welcome. This is going to be a quick video. It's going to be more of an kind of a show and tell. But anyways, once again, if you're a beginner and you're wanting to use stocks options to invest and help you get your money working for you, that's fantastic. I think everybody has that ability to do it. However, a big challenge is, well, what stock should I even look at? And what am I looking at? So technically is a way to go ahead and look for stocks. Technical as in looking at the charts, okay? So I'm going to talk about, there's a lot technical, there's a lot going in a chart, but I just want to talk about support and resistance. It's a great way to filter through and start getting comfortable with what a support and resistance is, all right? So let's go ahead and jump in. All right, a few disclosures here. I'm not an investment advisor. There are risks to investing. You could lose money if you invest. This is for illustrative and learning purposes only, and these are not recommendations. Okay? So, got that out of the way. Let's jump in. So, using a chart to find opportunities. That's what we're looking for. We're going to talk about support. We're going to talk about resistance. And what we're talking about here, these are price patterns. Okay? So what I want to do is go ahead and look at some real charts because I feel that it's the best way to talk it through. If you're like me, I'm visual, so I could sit here and talk about how they're calculated and all that good stuff. And if that's how I was being told or being explained, my eyes would gloss over and I wouldn't even care. So, but if you start showing me pictures, just okay, so you know, I can start seeing what this is Think or Swim through Ameritrade. There's a lot of different charts out there. You can probably start Googling companies and looking at different charts. So just so you know what platform I use, but there's plenty out there. And I didn't really have a specific stock. I'm just going to jump around. And here's the deal. And the reason why I wanted to do that, because I'm not trying to show you the perfect setup or anything like that. So I just wanted to just look at different ones and see if we can identify the support and the resistance. So the support is the bottom, is the lower end of the price pattern. All right. So let me go ahead and show you right here. I'm going to go ahead and get all fancy on you. And okay. So right here, just visually looking at this, it's not a straight line, but the idea is right here, there's a consolidation though. There's the price, let's call that, whatever, $15 or so. I can tell you, if I actually get off this, roughly, 15, it's hard to see, 1508 roughly. So 1508. Visually seen, there's a price pattern where the price comes down, it hits that price, that's where it's being supported, and then it's either going to be kind of like jumping on this line a little bit or it might pop right back up, okay? That's support. So what we're looking for is that. We're looking for a price pattern where it hits a certain number, like roughly around 1525 or 1520, roughly in this ballpark, is what we are kind of considering it to be the support. Now, once again, the chart's not going to tell me the support. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for roughly the pricing of it. But that tells me a lot. That tells me, depending on where the stock is at, will help me make a decision of do I, if I don't own the stock, do I want to buy it or do I want to wait and see if it comes back down to that support? So that's what the support is doing. It's the lower price range of where the stock will come down. Either touch it and then maybe go right back up. It might break through the support, but that's always moving. There's no guarantees here. This is a visual reference of the stock price pattern. Okay, so what I'm just noticed though, let me get back over here. is if these trading days weren't happening yet, and I was noticing this, I might start to see, let's just say we're out right here. I might go, wait a minute, is this the resistance right here? Resistance is the high level, right? So it comes up, hits the price, and then either it's going to come back down or it's going to trade. But once it hits that price, that's resistance. It's the higher level of the price pattern of that stock. So support, resistance. This is a visual on the chart. The support is, by definition, is a trending of the price on the low end. It comes down, it hits it, and I mean, a lot can happen. It might bounce back off, go back up. It's basically what we're looking for is a trend here. And if you can find the stock that's going in between the support and the resistance, that's a really cool thing because it tells you a lot. Depending on where it's at in that pattern, will then help you make a decision on what you want to do with that stock. But here's another example right here. Look at this. It broke through the resistance, and then all of a sudden you're like, where's it going to go now? So what we're doing there, let me clear this out here. When that happens, you want to watch. You want to observe, is it going to create another new support up here, a new resistance right here, and then all of a sudden it breaks through again. So once again, it can be kind of confusing. So let's go take a look at another one. But you get what I'm talking about. I'm randomly picking some stocks here. Let me clear that out. We don't want that on there. That's from the old one. Let's take a look at this one. All right, now this one is a little more challenging. There is still support and there is resistance. I mean, where my eye goes right now is right here. This right here, it's going up. So there's your support. It's on a diagonal, right? And there's your resistance. So it's still doing it. It's just not what I was showing before, a nice horizontal. Oops, that wasn't very good. It wasn't showing you the horizontal where it was doing some of this stuff. It's going up. All right, so that's very possible too. Let me clear all my mess here. I'm just going to give you an example. The point being is you have to, where's my eraser at here? There we go. It takes some time, but this skill right here as an investor, especially if you're a beginner and you're looking at stocks and you get overwhelmed, this is the first place I recommend looking at are the charts, okay? You look at the chart, it tells you quite a bit. And then if it's something that you're uncomfortable with, when you're looking at it, you're like, I don't like this one. Like this one right here, there's something possibly right here. Sorry, my line's not very straight, and right here. So this could be your support. This could be your resistance right here. What I would be paying attention to is right here. Is this thing going to come down, bounce on the support, and then start going back up? Or is it going to go all the way down and then come back up through the support? I mean, many things can happen. Many things can happen. The point of my coaching here on this is understanding what support is, understanding what resistance is. It tells you quite a bit where the price pattern of the stock is, how it's trading, and that can help you make decisions on what you might want to do. All right, so let's go back and just jump around here. Let's pick another one here. Like I said, here you go. This is a good one. Already have the lines in here because that's what I'm constantly doing. I'm looking at stocks. So the first thing I do is whatever sources, whether you're driving in your car and you're driving down the street and you see Target, and you're thinking, oh, maybe Target. I want to check out Target. And you make a note and you come home and you pull up Target, right? This is LUV. This is Southwest Airlines, right? So whenever you're looking, think of a company and you're wondering, well, what do I do? What do I do first? Go check out the chart. See if you can see a nice support, resistance. Is it well defined? This one isn't, I wouldn't say it's well defined. I mean, it did have a nice support right here. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, this is right here. This is not a bad support at all. Looks like it's roughly $17 or so. Oh, I'm sorry, not 17, 30, it's called 37. And then all of a sudden it went up. All right. So that's going to happen. And the thing is, if you got in right here, and maybe you're thinking, you're being very cautious around that pricing because that's where the resistance, well, at this particular time, that's what it appeared to be, and it broke through. I mean, did you get out right here? No, you probably wanted to see if it was going to, come back down, and maybe it didn't come back down. Depending on your position, the stock hopefully kept going back up. So then I started consolidating again, and it created a new support. And here's a good point. support. Now what we're looking for is what's the new resistance, right? Is this the new resistance up here? The price patterns on stocks vary, they change. That's why it makes it amazing and exciting. But there's not just one support on one stock, and that's the support forever. That's always changing. Price patterns are changing with the stock and how it's changing, how it's being traded, with what's going on in the world. I mean, there's a lot of variables here. That's why the disclosure is you can lose money. You need to be an adult when you're investing. You need to realize that the stock market doesn't really care what we think all the time. It's going to do certain things, all right? But this gives us an advantage to look at the price pattern. It's easy to do. You could go through 10 charts literally in 10 minutes if you wanted to. Maybe at the beginner, you're going to really start staring at them, really looking at that and spending a little bit more time. But as a stock investor, if you're a beginner, imagine if you looked at 3 charts a day, right? You have a full-time job, you work, you might have a family. It's not like you're sitting around, you're not an analyst. You can look at 3 charts every single night. Throw your laptop up on your lap when you're doing a little Netflix and you're looking at some charts. Okay, so let's clear the air here. All right, does that make sense? I hope this is making sense for you, because this is a really fun way just to get yourself into the market, as in sense, into the market, doing some research, right? Looking at things, and you can do this at any time. Let's look at what's Neil doing now. This one is. Yeah, you can see I've got the lines here, right? So down here, it was not a very clear at all support. I have a line here, and I drew another. I knew here's another one. I saw some consolidating here. That looked like a support, and then it started to, you can start seeing these little lines, but there's lots of them. But it's a good point. It's still trending up. Then a nice big steep climb here. And then I saw a little bit of a support here. It was bouncing, right, hitting that price and going back up. That's what it's all doing. That's what support is. It's looking, it's bouncing on this bottom here, and then it goes back up. Kind of choppy. This one's definitely choppy right here. And then here looked like the resistance. It broke through the resistance. Now is this resistance going to become the new support, right? Because, boy, oh boy, what am I doing? Getting too excited here. At this point, without wondering if it was the new resistance, because it was hitting right here and then dropping down, but it broke through that resistance, and now it's coming down. The question is it going to come down here, or is it going to bounce and go back up and do some of this, where then it becomes the new support? All right, does that make sense? Hopefully this is being really helpful here. The bottom line is here, folks, is once again, if you're a beginner when it comes to stocks, options, and you're excited about investing, it can be overwhelming. There's a lot going on in this chart, but we're keeping it really simple. I'm just trying to clear those up. That was quick. And what our main goal here is just to look at different charts. Here's Crocs. Oh, look at this one. So this one is, you can see, it's not as defined at all between a up and down. It's got that diagonal going on. It does have a support. It's going to be on this line here where it's going up like this. All right, and then it seemed to consolidate a little bit there, and then it decided to go back up again, and then maybe it's consolidating up here. Ultimately, that's an upward pattern, so it's definitely a sign for a bullish, right? That's 2 L's, by the way. I could spell. All right. Anyways, this is fun. My challenge for you is understand support, resistance. Hopefully this gave you some ideas. And what I would recommend doing is looking at some charts, looking at what the support is. That's where the price is coming down, and it hits that price and then maybe goes back up. See if you can find a pattern in between the support and resistance. Where is it at within that trend, if there is one? And just the more stocks that you're looking at, you're gonna start seeing the support a lot better. It's gonna give you a little bit more confidence of where the stock may go. I mean, we don't know. We're just using these tools to help us give us some confidence on what position we might want to take. Just from looking at the charts using a support and a resistance. Okay. Hey, I hope you like this video and to give you a little bit more insight on being a stock and option investor, especially if you're a beginner. I do upload, so make sure you subscribe. And so next time I have a video that comes up, you'll be notified. And I look forward to sharing some more good stuff in my next video. All right, we'll see you soon.